Hi guys. Okay, so I am back to talk about the difference between organic and GMO, non-GMO, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, dairy-free, all that shenanigans. I was inspired to talk about this because I've overheard quite a few conversations and had a couple conversations with people who think that it's all the same thing, and it's not. And it can get confusing. There's a lot of very slight differences. So I just wanted to make this video to talk about it quick. So organic. Organic means that your food, basically it would be like if you grew your food in your own backyard, like your fruits, your vegetables, your meat, raised your meat in your own backyard, brought it in your house and ate it. There's no preservatives, herbicides, pesticides, insecticides, none of that stuff. Excuse me. The meat hasn't been pumped full of hormones, and it wasn't pumped full of preservatives after it was slaughtered and packaged up and all that stuff. So it's basically like you raised it in your backyard and just brought it in the house. Kind of like, way back when, before we had grocery stores and all that stuff and people raised their own food. That's organic. Genetically modified. They started genetically modifying plants, fruits and vegetables, I believe it was in the 60s, because there was such a problem with insects and pests eating crops that they needed a way to overcome that. Plus, it helps give a bigger yield. So instead of getting 2 ears of corn per stalk, you'll get 4 or 5. Makes sense, right? Except there's a bunch of crazy things that happen in the process, and it adds a lot of weird stuff to your food. The food has been mutated, like the DNA of the plants have been mutated, and it's just not super healthy. Is it gonna kill you? Probably not. But is it great? No. So non-GMO is what you want. Again, it would be as if you grew it in your own backyard. You didn't do anything to the kernel of corn before you put it in the ground. You just planted it, watered it, it grew, you ate it. Boom. Now that stuff is usually more expensive because the farmers have to take a lot more precautions to make sure that their farmland isn't contaminated by, say, farmer A. He uses herbicides and pesticides and all that stuff, and farmer B, who lives next door, he has an organic farm. So farmer B has to spend more money to make sure that the runoff from farmer A's land doesn't get onto his crops, because if it does, farmer B can't say that stuff is organic. So that's why it costs a little bit more. Hey, bud. Hold on, buddy. Mommy's doing a thing. One moment. All right. So we have a newcomer. Somebody woke up from his nap. Actually, they both did, but the other one's watching TV right now. So where were we? Genetically modified. Okay, we covered that. Organic. Okay, vegan. A vegan diet is basically no animal products. So obviously no beef, chicken, or pork, no fish, and no products like cheese, milk, so any dairy, no animal products, even honey. So that's what that means. Vegetarian obviously is a plant-based diet, but some vegetarians can, some eat fish, some don't. Some eat like cheese or yogurt or milk. Some don't. That's kind of up to them. Gluten-free. Gluten is part of wheat. So if you are going gluten-free, which a lot of people do because they have a sensitivity to gluten, then you basically want to avoid anything that has wheat in it, which it can be in a lot more things than you think. So just read your labels carefully. They do make a lot of things that you would think of have gluten. They make gluten-free. Like I don't need to be gluten-free, but for, research purposes and all that good stuff. Go ahead. I've been checking out the market for gluten-free items, and I got a loaf of gluten-free bread. At Aldi, they have a line of, it's called Live G-Free. Hey, stop. And it's all gluten-free, obviously. The other one, dairy-free, that one's pretty self-explanatory. Check your, hold on. So where were we? Dairy-free. Like I said, that's self-explanatory. Dairy is in a lot more products than you might think. So if you want to go dairy-free, read the labels. I think that's it. Gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, vegetarian. So if you have any questions about anything else, please let me know. But I hope that answered your questions on the differences between all the different variations of healthy foods that there are out there. All right? Have a great day.